The most powerful thing Disney ever sold wasn't a movie, wasn't a theme park, wasn't merchandise. It was a version of you that no longer exists, and nostalgia for that version is one of the most profitable psychological assets ever engineered. Most companies compete for your attention. Disney competes for your memory. There's a difference most businesses never grasp. Attention lasts seconds. Memory compounds for decades. Psychologists have studied something called the reminiscence bump, the phenomenon where experiences from childhood and early adolescence become disproportionately vivid and disproportionately emotional in adulthood. Not because those years were objectively better, because that's when identity is still being formed. The nervous system is wide open. Emotions feel larger than they ever will again. Moments feel permanent. Stories feel like truth. Disney understood this before the rest of the business world even began studying psychology. They didn't build entertainment. They embedded themselves inside the process of becoming a person. A child watches The Lion King. Years pass. Then a single note from that soundtrack plays in a grocery store, and suddenly the adult stops walking. Not because something happened, because something was remembered. Same awe, same grief. Same sense that the world was once enormous and full of magic. That isn't coincidence. It isn't nostalgia by accident. It's deliberate memory architecture. And memory architecture is the only asset that compounds without advertising, because the child eventually becomes an adult, then a parent, then sits their own child down in front of the same story, not because Disney asked them to, not because of a marketing campaign, because sharing that story feels like handing someone a piece of their own identity. That's what makes nostalgia economically unprecedented. Most products must constantly earn relevance. Nostalgia inherits it automatically. Every generation becomes an unpaid distribution channel for the next. And once that cycle begins, memory does the marketing. The deepest brands don't just build products. They plant emotional landmarks inside a person's life. And emotional landmarks don't depreciate, they appreciate. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily wealth psychology, because the next Disney story reveals how one mouse became more recognizable than most world leaders, and what that teaches you about the psychology of loyalty.